Hi, let's talk about Semver. Semver is an abbreviation for semantic versioning, and semantic versioning is it's just a standard way of how you should annotate tags to your software releases, packages, or modules, so that anyone using your package should know if the update in the package is backward compatible or not. So let's just talk about the uh, format for the same. So the format for the same is v x.y.c. So where x is the major release, y is the minor release, and z is the patch. So when do you know when it's a patch or it's a minor release or it's a major release? So the patch is, let's say if you're working on an application and you found a bug and you fixed it, but it doesn't include any new feature. So that then it's a patch. And when you include a new feature and add a new functionality, but it is still backwards compatible, then it's a minor change. And when you include a new functionality and it breaks the code for the previous versions, then that's when you know you have made breaking changes, and that's when you know it's a major change. It's a major version change. So let's just see it in example. So let's just create a test directory for the same, and let's just create a main.go file. In this file, I'm going to create a new function called get version, which will return version as a string. So let's just create the version. Let's just create the function. So import fmt, and let's just create a function func get version. It will return string. So return 1.o.o. Let's just create version is equals to get version, and let's just print the version. So let's just check it now. It's returning. So let's just add it. Let's just enter a get repository in here. Get add get commit. Let's just say first version initial commit. Okay, now let's just tag this commit. We're going to use annotated tags for the same. We are going to use v1.o.o with the message first version returns version as a string. Now let's just create a new repository for the same /new. Let's just call it a test repository, and this is for version testing. Okay, so let's just create the repository, and at the remote URL in our local get repository. Okay, so now let's just push everything on the remote repository. Let's push the tags as well. Let's just see. This is a tag, as you can see. So if we check the tag, you can see the tagger, the date, the message used for the tag, the commit, everything. Okay, so now let's just check in our remote repository if we've got any new release. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a new release here. Okay, so now let's just add one more functionality. So let's just add one more function for the same func get major version. This will also return a string, and here will return 1. So as we've added some new functionality, but the code is still backward compatible. As you can see, we've just created a new function, but we've not changed any code in a main function. So let's just add it, and let's just commit it. Let's just commit with the message uh, added new feature, get major version change, get major version number. Okay, so now let's just annotate it as well. This should be annotated as v1.1.0, and with the message minor change in the package, added new feature. Okay, so now let's just push it. We're gonna push the tags as well. Now let's just check here in the remote repository if everything is fine. Let's just check. So we've got two tags here. Okay, so now let's just make some changes to break our code. Okay, so in the get version function, I'm just gonna check for some errors as well, and return error if it's not able to return a string. So for now I'm gonna return nil, and let's just check it. So as you can see, it's no longer backwards compatible. So let's just change the code. Now let's just check. As this is the edit functionality, therefore and it's no longer backwards compatible, we have to make changes to support this functionality. We have to make changes to our code to support this functionality. Therefore this should be added as, this should be versioned as a new major version. So git commit new major version added error checking functionality. Let's just say this, and let's just annotate the tag second version with error checking. Okay, so this is a message, and the version should be 2.0.0. so let's just push it now. Let's push the tags as well. Now let's check in our versions. So as you can see, we've got three versions here, and let's just check some open source project. So this is an open source project, CockroachDB, and you can see the tags over here. It has over 200 tags, and as you can see, it's tagged in the same way: major change, major version, minor version, and the patch. So that's how semantic version works, and that's pretty much it from the video. Thank you.